Hello, this is Professor Jack, and this is Lecture 3, Week 3, Chapter 6 on Deviance and Crime. What is deviance and what is crime? Deviance is social unacceptable behavior to which the society disapproves of, in particular the institution of family, which is dictated by the culture, is what examines the behavior. The norms and sanctions of the culture are excellent tools to judge the behavior. If the behavior does not fulfill the norms of the culture, the group will sanction or criticize the behavior. Simple. Now, crime is also unacceptable behavior, social unacceptable behavior that is punishable by law, and such norms are written as rules and/or laws. Crime is deviant behavior simply because it is strongly assumed that the culture of society will abide by the law and should interpret all criminal behavior as deviant to the society. Okay, so that's one relation between deviance and crime. But I have then two questions that I want you to consider, okay, for further amplification and understanding of this concept, okay, and so that you may be able to differentiate between deviance and crime. Here are a couple of questions to keep in mind. The first one, and by the way, they are trivial, okay? Okay, is all deviant behavior also criminal behavior? Trivial question number 2. Is all criminal behavior also deviant behavior? Okay, which of the two would you answer yes, and why? Go ahead and give me a call right now for 10 additional points. I'm just kidding. It's a trivial. Both are trivial questions. Don't think I'm going to give you extra credit points for this, okay? Okay, now crime classification. Sociologists categorize a crime based on how they are committed and how society views the offenses. As you read about these types in the next slide, okay, ask yourself how you feel about them. Should each be a crime? How stiff should the sanctions be against each type? And what personal characteristics such as race, ethnicity, gender influence your opinion? Okay, so these are questions designed to look yourself in the mirror, before getting to a conclusion of what is right and what is wrong. Okay, now here are the crime classifications that I was telling you. Conventional crime, all violent crime, certain property crimes, and certain moral crime. Organized crime, it's a business operation that supplies illegal goods and services for profit. Okay? All right, occupational or white-collar crime is illegal activities committed by people in the course of their employment of financial affairs. And political crime refers to the illegal or unethical acts involving the usurpation of power by government officials or illegal unethical acts perpetrated against the government by outsiders seeking to make a statement. Okay, so applying what I asked you in the last slide here, what do you think constitutes crime? What do you think doesn't constitute crime as you read your chapter and go through these slides? The criminal justice system. Okay, the criminal justice system includes the police, the court, and the court system and the prison system. However, the term criminal justice system is misleading because it implies that law enforcement agencies and courts constitutes one large integrated system or bureaucracy, and that's not the case. The criminal justice system is a collection of somewhat interrelated, semi-autonomous bureaucracies. For example, the police system, responsible for crime control and maintenance of order. The police empowers written law. They're just about checking that everyone, don't violate the law, okay? The court system, on the other hand, determines the guilt or innocence of those accused of committing a crime, okay? All right. The prison system is the location where accused criminals or lawbreakers spend the dictated court sentence in a court trial. Now, all three work together, but they're not part of one large bureaucracy, okay? All right, just so that you understand that. Okay, punishment. The court system, and in this case also the prison system. Okay, when an individual behaves in such a fashion that is not socially acceptable by the norms of society, he or she is sanctioned by society, correct? Yeah, chapter 2. Particularly by the institution of family, right? And religion, right? Sometimes, okay. However, when an individual violates the rules applied by government, then punishment replaces sanction. It's not just social reaction anymore. It's the law, okay? Whether you like it or not, it's the law. Punishment is any action designed to deprive a person of things of value, including liberty, because of some offense the person is thought to have committed. So, deviance versus crime. Deviance is sanction. Crime is punishment. Okay? Two categories, very different, one from the other. 4 functions of punishment: retribution, social protection, rehabilitation, deterrence. Retribution imposes a penalty on the offender. Retribution is based on the premise that the punishment should fit the crime. The greater the degree of social harm, the more the punishment. Social protection results from restricting offenders so that they cannot further harm the public. Commit further crimes, that is. Number 3, rehabilitation seeks to return offenders to the community as law-abiding citizens. However, many persons are seriously understaffed and undefined in the few rehabilitation programs that exist. So, not top A or top-notch service. And then deterrence seeks to reduce criminal activity by instilling a fear of punishment. Okay, so these 4 functions of punishment serve this major purpose. And so now I have a deviance and crime quiz for you. Not that you have to answer it, of course. Not that I'm giving you this for points, okay? Nothing like that. It's just a FYI, right? And here are the answers, the results. However, you do need to keep these in your notes because I may use one of these questions and answers as a question in the midterm. So keep them in your notes for your information, okay? All right, let's go to the next slide. We have theoretical perspectives. Now, this is the first chapter that we're going to talk about the theoretical perspectives, how applicable they are. And I have a better slide. I have this slide here, which is a better slide. You have the theory, the social sciences that of the theory and the description. Hopefully, you're able to see it. But among all, I want to go ahead and pretty much tell you what each of the perspectives define when it comes to crime, what they defined, okay? From a functionalist perspective, crime is needed. And you may ask why. Well, it provides so many jobs, for the social worker, for the police officer, the judge, then we have the lawyers, okay? It provides so many jobs. That's one function of many other functions. I just want to go ahead and translate the idea here from me to you, okay? Then, from a conflict theorist perspective, it's all about discrimination, and it's all about how the government uses the criminal justice system, all the bureaucracies that exist in the criminal justice system to control minority group members. Again, conspiracy theory. Something that I already talked about in chapter 1 in describing the theory. I'm giving you an example right here. It's not so difficult to understand. It's plain and simple. Is the powerful versus the masses, okay? Versus the workers, versus the minority group members. Now, so symbolic interactionist perspective. Labels, deviance, crime. These are labels given to people. Whether they're members of minority groups or not, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that the victim, in this case, let's just go ahead and call him or her the victim of the label, that is, okay, is giving this label and meanings and the treatment attaches to the label, okay? That's all they care. That's pretty much what they study, symbolic interactionists, okay? Now, so you have the theories here, right? And you have 3 theorists from a functionalist perspective, and the 3 theories that they sustained, and you could go ahead and read the description and the theory elements on your own some other time at your own pace. We have the same for conflict theorist perspective, critical approach, and then what results from conflict theory, it's feminist perspective. And in the sex and gender chapter, you could go ahead and go in advance and click on the lecture notes and go to the 4 different types of feminists, okay? The 4 different types of feminists, and study them, and you have an idea of why feminism is connected to conflict theory, okay? Okay, symbolic interactionist perspective, again, we're defining labels, differential association, leavening theory, primary, secondary deviance. Study these on your own very well for the test, okay? And so let's call it a day. Thank you very much for your time, students. And I hope you hear from me next week. Tune me. Week 4, Chapter 7. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.